The Diddy trial coming up very soon. Jury selection is supposed to wrap up on Monday now. Now, we talked yesterday a little bit at the beginning of Blinded by the Item about how victim number 3, they haven't been able to get a hold of them. And apparently TMZ says that victim number 3 never really communicated that much or cooperated with the feds. They have subpoenaed victim number 3, but she's always made it clear that she does not want to testify. So now prosecutors have said that there will be a victim number 5 who isn't a part of this case as far as their prosecution goes, but they will call victim number 5 as a witness now. And they also say, of course, you've got 3. They have a 4th alleged victim, a former employee, and those names will not be anonymous. So, sending our thoughts and prayers to those 2 victims who didn't probably know that they were going to be called to testify.
This just reminds me of the Bill Cosby trial. And if I remember correctly, the actual person who was the main witness in that case, this was about Andrea Constant, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but you'll remember that there were like almost 100, if not more than 100, like people who had similar stories about Bill Cosby that they were able to bring in as, I don't want to say character witnesses, forgive me, I'm not a lawyer, but essentially bringing in their testimony so that despite the fact that we're not specific charges against Diddy from those victims, their victimhood was allowed to be used in consideration of the actual, the actual litigation in that particular case. I wonder if a similar technique will be used in this case, meaning that you may only have a limited number of victims who are a part of the case legally, but yet you will hear a wider scope of victimhood and the charges that have been placed against Diddy that sort of help the jury come to a conclusion about this limited number of stated victims. Does that make sense?
It does to me, yeah. Just repeated behavior. You see patterns.
Meaning you don't have to those people don't have to bring charges or be a part of the lawsuit, but their testimony can be helpful in the limited scope that has been allowed.
Yes.
All right, let's get into some blind items today. And unfortunately, we're going to stick around this area. Whether they're actually getting paid or not, there are definitely people associated with the disgraced producer who are following around jurors and witnesses looking for things to exploit. Again. Yeah.
So that's Diddy.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. And maybe not surprising, but there you go. That's and obviously if blind item sites know about it, I'm hoping the authorities do as well.
Yeah.
You have to know, like, this is when I heard that this third witness was not anywhere to be found and they were having a hard time locating this person. I thought, well, I'm not surprised in the least, because one of the additional victimizations or traumas that you have to deal with in a case like this is, okay, so the trauma happened, but now you've got to relive everything, and the justice system, in order to do its job, requires you to actually put your face and your voice to it and your name. And that's a whole nother can of worms. And especially with a person who's incredibly powerful and has connections to other incredibly powerful people in the world beyond Hollywood, you can imagine how terrifying that would be and why somebody would want to stay silent, or at least you would forgive them for not wanting to be in the spotlight.
Right. Yeah. Surrounded himself by people who were willing to do criminal acts for him. So, following around a juror or trying to dig up some information on a possible juror would be totally on par.
We saw this with the back and forth. What we haven't talked about for a long time is that Tony Busby chunk of victims, those civil lawsuits, right? Against, because were those all civil lawsuits?
I believe so.
Yeah, that Tony Busby, the attorney out of Houston, I think, that there was a lot of like pressure tactics attacking some of, not only him and his character, but also the character of the people he says he's been working with. So I think it's totally plausible to believe that, people are using their power and influence to motivate or demotivate people from talking or
silence
not
people.
doing so. Yes, that's a much better way of putting it.
So there you go. Since we kick it off with the Diddy updates each day this week as this trial is getting started, we figured I'd just go ahead and throw that one in there early on. Let's go ahead and do some far less just disgusting to talk about blind items like this one. This former A-plus list TV actress / permanent A-lister is trying to push that she and this longtime A-list actor, one who dated all the A-plus listers back in the 80s and 90s, are going to be a thing. This is just 6 months after him saying he is done with dating. I wonder if this has something to do with the new franchise they're trying to reboot.
Oh, boy.
This former A-plus list TV actress / permanent A-lister. So this is one person, a former TV A-plus lister, and then listed as just a permanent A-lister, trying to push that she and a longtime A-list actor are going to be a thing. That actor has been qualified as somebody who's dated all the A-plus listers back in the 80s and 90s. Just 6 months after him saying he's done with dating, I wonder if it has anything to do with the franchise they're rebooting.
Okay.
So we've
This
got two
sounds
people.
The only person I have is Jennifer Aniston, and I don't think that's right. Because she doesn't push that she's in any relationship, really.
Mhm.
If I'm playing the crossword puzzle in my head, the letters that fit, but I don't have all the other clues to know if the rest of the words fit, but it sounds very David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. Okay. Because they've been talking about bringing back
Yeah, there's been talk about an
X-Files,
X-Files
and he was
reboot.
with a lot of people.
He was.
Okay, so
He was.
Not
We're
them.
talking about a different.
Is it like a Mad Men thing?
Nope.
John Hamm? Okay.
So we have got, first off, let me just go through this again. Here we got a former
Mhm.
A-plus list TV actress who is being described also as just a permanent A-lister.
Okay.
So that's the same person. They had huge success with a TV show. They were an A-plus lister at that time. They're trying to push a relationship with a longtime A-list actor, an actor who dated all the A-plus listers in the 80s and 90s. And this is just 6 months after he said he's done with dating. And
Okay.
we wonder if it might have something to do with the franchise they're rebooting. So 2 people here.
Oh, boy.
it's not a Kevin Costner thing.
It is not
Okay. And
Another longtime
A-plus
A-lister.
list actress. So
An
we're...
A-plus list, former A-plus list TV actress.
Oh,
But you
But a
also
permanent
called
A-lister.
her permanent
a
A-lister.
permanent A-lister.
And that is well done, I will say. She will forever be a permanent A-lister, but she was bigger when she had this hit television show.
Okay.
In the 80s,
No,
90s.
90s.
So
It's not a friend.
Nope.
a big TV show in the 90s, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Let's see.
Could it be Candace Bergen? Murphy Brown. Okay.
I guess technically the first episode did debut in 1989.
Oh.
I feel like we should know this. This should be really obvious because what was popular in 1990 on a this was one of the most
Network
popular
TV.
It went
network
from
television shows?
89 until 2001.
2001.
Mhm.
Is this like a Grey's Anatomy type of, or is it a
2001.
procedural?
I mean, yeah, I'd say it's kind of a procedural.
It's not a sitcom?
Not a sitcom.
Okay. Is it like a NCIS?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a very specific primetime soap opera-y procedural, but
Okay.
That's been
Christine
around for
Baranski?
that long. Christine Baranski. What's she?
and I guess
Good Wife, The
procedural
Good Wife.
might not be the exact right term for it. It's
Okay.
it's a primetime soap opera.
Does it involve law
No,
or medicine?
it kind of. This is hard.
Oh.
It involves helping people
Oh.
and also enforcing some laws. So it's a little medically.
Dr. Quinn.
But it's not like a legal drama or a
It's
medical
not a
drama.
legal or medical drama. No.
But it was on a network. It's been on a network for that long.
It was
Is it
a-
about police?
And I don't know. Let me see if it was actually. They're not police. No,
Oh my gosh.
The FBI?
they're a very special. Yes, it was.
Special Victims
CSI?
Unit?
No,
A special?
they don't wear much.
Cops.
They don't wear much, strippers.
V.I. Warshawski. Or no,
VIP.
VIP. V.I. Warshawski's Kathleen Turner, and it's a great detective series.
I've
You
seen
should
that.
read it.
Let me read the blind item again so we can start
Pamela
from
Anderson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. So it is VIP.
VIP, yeah. And Baywatch, of course. So Pamela Anderson is hooking up with...
According to the blind items, you got
Okay.
the first part there.
Some
This
guy
sort-
who hooked up
and
with
I like
everyone.
the description. She was A+ list
Yeah.
because of her TV time, and then no, she's always going
She's
to be
an
a permanent
A-lister for
A-lister.
sure.
Yeah.
So Pamela Anderson is trying to push that she and this longtime A-lister, one who dated all the A+ listers back in the 80s and 90s, are going to be a thing. This is just 6 months after he said he's done with dating. I wonder if it has anything to do with the new franchise they're rebooting together. Can you think of any franchises that are getting
Were
a
they
reboot?
in it?
Yeah, they're doing it together.
Oh, so it's not Baywatch.
Baywatch?
No.
It's not David
Sorry,
Hasselhoff.
let me rephrase. They weren't in the
They
original.
weren't in the
No,
original.
no.
Okay.
I thought that's what you meant. No,
Okay.
they are in the new one.
Oh, for God's sake. Miami Vice.
Heart to Heart.
You're close with the now. This would be more of the cop
Moonlighting.
vibe.
Magnum PI. Remington Steele.
Starsky
Moonlighting.
Hutch. I said moonlighting.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Still wrong.
Fine. I'm used to it.
Ooh,
Just from
Rude.
everywhere. At home, whatever.
Nice
I think
try.
we've all watched.
Nice save.
I think we've all watched the trailer.
We have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And does she... Oh, my gosh. This is
This
hard.
longtime A-lister is the star of this. Longtime A-list actor, mostly movie actor.
Harry Hamlin. That means he would
Wait.
have to...
Okay. And this is what's getting rebooted.
There's a movie franchise getting rebooted.
Oh, it's 4 seasons?
No.
It's a movie franchise. Oh, franchise.
Is it a horror
Movie?
movie franchise?
Nope.
No.
It's a movie franchise that's
Told you
getting...
it has to do with cops.
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop.
You're at least in the right genre now.
Bad Boys.
You were in the right genre with Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh.
Beverly Hills
It's a
Cop. Oh,
comedy.
yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah?
yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And yes, I
Say it.
would like to go there. Miami Vice.
Nope, that's already been
We
guessed and it's already
already
been
said
wrong.
that.
Oh, my
You
God.
really aren't
Stop
listening today.
talking. Did you say
What?
Miami Vice?
I did.
We've watched the trailer for this. It's a
Okay.
comedy.
Is it Chips?
Chips.
Cop comedy.
Cop comedy.
Is it Chips? I'm kidding. I just heard her say that. It's a cop comedy. Oh.
What? Oh.
You probably said this 10 minutes ago.
What?
Police Academy?
But
Airplane.
yeah,
Oh,
Naked
God,
Gun!
Naked Gun.
No.
Naked Gun.
Oh,
my goodness.
Leslie Nielsen.
no, that's who was in the OG one. You know who's
No, I know.
Oh.
He's dead.
No. This is
who's redoing it?
Liam Neeson.
There you go. Nicely done. We
Yeah.
got it completed. Let's fill in this blind. Wow, that was fun.
No, it was not fun.
Pamela
actually. It was
Anderson.
painful.
Anyway,
Pamela Anderson is she's looking the other direction. Pamela Anderson is trying to push that her and Liam Neeson are going to be a thing. This is just 6 months after him saying he is done with dating. I wonder if this has anything to do with Naked Gun.
I just know that some people call him the human tripod.
Some people. Who's some people? Like, do you know them?
I don't know them. It's
He's-
something that goes around Hollywood.
He
Like
was
Milton Berle or
he's a
whatever.
long time
Did you just say
publicationship
long?
guy. I did. I emphasized the long publicationship guy. Of course, he dated Helen Mirren in the early 80s. He dated Julia Roberts. He dated Brooke Shields. He dated Barbara Streisand for a brief period of time.
Barbara.
And then, of course, his wife, Natasha, who passed away.
I always-
But yeah.
Confuse him with Ray Fiennes.
I don't know about his.
I do. So according to
Okay,
Have you seen
The fact that
Conclave?
like the two of you are focusing on the junk for a change, it's the little things.
Oh
seen
boy!
Conclave?
Please, in the comments, if you've ever heard that about Liam Neeson, let me know.
Please justify her
Justify.
fascination.
he's got a very specific
With
set of
his
skills.
Yeah, he does.
Skills that. Never mind. Let's do another one here.
You want to abduct more than his daughter.
Oh my God.
Don't believe the hype. Not on that, but on this next blind item. Don't believe the hype. This former A-plus list talk show host is not going to be next up if the singer decides to make that 180-degree pivot we discussed yesterday. The former A-plus lister is close friends with this A-list comedian turned host, and the latter warned her off from working with the problematic showrunner. Don't believe the hype. This former A-plus list talk show host will not be next up if the singer decides to make a career pivot. The former A-plus list talk show host is close friends with this A-list comedian and host, and the latter warned her off from working with the problematic showrunner. Any piece of this?
I think this is Kelly Clarkson. Hoda Kotb has been named, like maybe she'll take over.
Got both of them.
Okay, but the comedian warned Hoda. Okay,
Ellen?
So what we got so far, don't believe the hype. Hoda Kotb will not be next up if Kelly Clarkson decides to make that 180 career pivot we discussed yesterday, or maybe doing the residency, going back to music. The former, that being Hoda Kotb, is close friends with this A-list comedian / host, and he warned her off from working with the problematic showrunner.
Oh, shoot.
Was he involved with that showrunner?
Uh-huh.
So it's the same network? Or I guess it could be syndicated.
There's multiple networks because it's syndicated. Yeah, I don't know.
Involved with meaning they were together romantically?
No.
Like
Okay.
that was their showrunner or something?
Yeah, we don't even know who this is.
We know the showrunner. We've discussed it multiple times. Remember the big controversy around why Kelly Clarkson might be leaving?
Because that person's a butthole.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that person was the other person's, I almost said butthole.
Well, if you believe the blinds, yes,
it works.
That behind also worked with this A-list comedian / host.
A-list comedian
on a
host.
talk show?
On his talk show.
On his daytime talk show?
Montel. Steve Harvey.
Geraldo.
You got it.
Steve Harvey.
Obviously. Yes. Good answer.
Don't believe the hype. Hoda Kotb will not be next up if Kelly Clarkson decides to make that career pivot and leave the Kelly Clarkson show. Hoda Kotb is close friends with Steve Harvey, and he will warn her off from working with problematic showrunner Alex Duda. Of course, Alex worked with both the Tyra Banks show and had problematic issues there, then worked with Steve Harvey, also had problematic issues there with the former employees, and now works with Kelly Clarkson. And of course, we've heard about the problematic work environment there, which might be why Kelly Clarkson is looking to return to music.
Yeah.
So
all these people that are mean, nasty showrunners and producers need to go to like
nasty
bad
school.
Producer Island.
Bad producer.
Well,
coming this fall.
I was going to
Nasty,
say,
nasty
let's do a
bad
reality
producer.
show. Let's reward that behavior by giving them their own show.
Yeah, they're on an island. They have to create shows.
And if they don't, sharks eat them.
Yeah.
They open
And
up
they
cases.
can only use monkeys on the island.
Yes.
They open up cases and what?
Joe Manganiello is going to be the host of it.
Mangielone?
Whatever his name is.
Manganiello.
There you go.
He's hot. Never mind.
He's got a Justin Baldoni look.
Ooh. Justin Baldoni look. What does that mean?
I don't know, but Justin Baldoni.
You think
dark hair?
I think Joe Manganiello is way hotter.
Okay. I don't like what he did to Sophia.
That's fine.
So
I'm not like thinking of the real
without
person.
the kids.
Yeah.
He wanted to have kids, and he's like, I didn't end up dating a younger woman because of that. It's like, okay, bye. But if you want to look at him, I guess he looks okay.
Thanks.
You don't
Thanks
wanna
for
marry
permission to ogle Joe Manganiello.
Okay.
Let's keep rolling on. It's an opportunity to remind you to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified when we drop new episodes. We've got this is now the second time the girlfriend is interfering with the job of this permanent A-list all-time great in his role. There will not be a third. This is the second time now that the girlfriend is interfering with the job of this permanent A-list all-time great in his role. There will not be a third.
Oh.
Yep.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, you're darn
Jordan Hudson.
According to the blind items and maybe just the reports that you read, this, she's now reportedly been banned from the practice facilities of North Carolina, where he is currently serving as the head coach and will be for the next 5 years and getting paid $10 million a year to do so. That might be the second time. We also heard the fact that they were supposed to get the show Hard Knocks on HBO, and that fell through. And many believe it fell through because of her involvement with it. So the blind item just, I think, stating what we stated before, that I don't think any woman is going to come between Bill Belichick and his career.
Yeah. Understandable.
I mean, these kids nowadays, I hate to sound old, but when
kids.
I was 24 years old, I would not have had the courage, I guess you would call it, or self-esteem, really is what it is, to walk into places and be like, yeah, I'm running things here. It's just sort of a Jenna Ortega vibe I'm getting,
I think that's an understandable comparison, but I think also when you add, sort of the brazenness that you carry around in your 20s to kind of just, own the world is I think Bill Belichick was stepping on that gas pedal, meaning I'm sure he was encouraging that behavior and allowing it to happen.
And basically saying, whatever you want to do it. Yeah, because I want to still sleep with you.
And she felt probably emboldened by that.
Yeah.
This obviously backfired, and now he has figured out, I can't, I clearly am going to have to.
I clearly am going to pick my career over some random girl that I think I'm in love with this week. I know that hormones, they do a lot, but.
Well, and they can continue to have that relationship, but he's removing her from the business side of things.
It's smart. It's I'm not trying to be supporting misogyny here or anything, but get out of this. You don't have a place.
Well, it's just
here.
a relationship, right? Very few people can actually be business partners with their significant other.
True.
You don't think that the 24-year-old is going to marry Bill Belichick and then...
Does he have kids?
Yes, he does.
They're
in fact,
livid, probably.
No, we've talked about this. Remember, his kids are literally old enough to be her parents.
Her grandparent.
And his daughter-in-law has commented on social media about something she has put out there. Yeah. And there's now reports on page 6 as of today that the family, in quotes, and by the way, his son works for him for the University of North Carolina as a defensive coordinator. Right. They're on the same team. He is somebody, I should say, is leaking to page 6 that the family is deeply concerned with this behavior and exploring her background.
Well, I'm sure they are doing everything they can.
Isn't she auditioning for Miss Maine? She's in the Miss Maine competition. I think she is, because we talked about it earlier this morning and what her talent could be.
Good luck to her.
There you go. Let's do another one here. Gosh, this one's going to take too long. This one's going to take too long. Let's go with this one. Sorry, we're running out of time here. I'm just trying to find one that I think might be worth a conversation. Actually, what did we end with yesterday that we said I wish we had more time to talk about? Oh, Yolanda Hadid pushing this story on people all about how in love Gigi is with Bradley Cooper. That was our final blind item from yesterday. And Bradley, I know you said we haven't really explored that much. Is there more we wanted to get on that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now why I wanted to go back to that, or why I pointed out that we haven't talked a lot about it. Just the fact that they went...
She had a 30th birthday party,
right?
And they were making out. And then for the first time, which is funny because...
We have so many paparazzi shots of them.
I know. I love when it says they've gone Instagram official, when we, for the last 9 months, have seen the two of them out and about and making out in public.
But we know. It's kind of like that Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner thing. They went red carpet official, which is a legitimate thing that not every other relationship does. So Instagram official is like a thing. And it is weird that we live in a world where it's that is, but that's like the old school thing of here's a press release from our, publicist. Sure. These two are happily blah, 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 blah.
And we know that Bradley Cooper on red carpets just brings his mom.
Yeah.
Every time. So we'll have to see this next award season if he ends up with Gigi on the carpet.
I don't want to say this is going to be a trumance for sure yet, but I will say when I was reading about these two, they have young kids about the same age.
Right.
They hang out together. They're they're blending the family.
That's sweet.
So, I mean, again, I think there's always going to be a publicationship aspect for a variety of reasons, but they seem to actually spend time together.
Who's the mother of his daughter?
Arena Shake.
Oh, yes. So we've got two models, Zayn Malik and Bradley Cooper, spending Thanksgiving together with the kids.
He also has a daughter with Jennifer Esposito as well. I think actually Jennifer Esposito might be does he have two kids?
Well, I know he has at least one with
We're
Arena.
going to have to end Mondays with this.
We're
'cause
gonna
we're
have to
still
start Monday.
talking.
We'll come back. It's a story that keeps on going. But until then, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell all of your friends about our YouTube channel. It's called
Blinded by the Item.
Bye.
Blinded by the item.